There comes a moment in every woman's life when the noise of the world becomes unbearable, when the need to please, to explain, to be accepted at any cost turns into a quiet exhaustion. You smile, you nod, you say yes while something inside you whispers no. And little by little, that whisper becomes a void. You realize that you have mastered the art of adaptation but forgotten the art of alignment. This is where transformation begins, not in loud declarations or grand decisions, but in the silent decision to stop abandoning yourself. Being a confident and respected woman is not a gift from destiny. It's not the result of learning the right affirmations nor the outcome of being liked by everyone. It is a journey, silent but powerful, that begins within. Perhaps you've felt it before, the strange sense that you're explaining yourself too much, bending too often, doing everything right and yet feeling unseen. The truth is simple. Respect is born from the inside out. When your inner world is confused, your choices become blurry. You accept what you don't want, you give in where you shouldn't, and slowly you lose the map that leads back to yourself. Clarity, true clarity, is like a light in the fog. It doesn't erase the storm, but it shows you where to walk with dignity. Clarity is not about knowing everything all the time. It's the courage to look within, to ask honest questions, and to listen to the answers without judgment. What truly matters to me? What am I tolerating that I no longer should? What boundaries will I never again allow to be crossed? These answers don't come from the outside world, nor from formulas or trends. They rise from the depth of who you are. A woman clear about what she feels and wants doesn't need to improvise her dignity each day. She carries it within. She doesn't fear disapproval because she understands the danger of living only to be liked. She knows that consistency is not rigidity, but alignment between what she thinks, feels, and does. We often mistake flexibility for insecurity. We believe being nice means saying yes when we want to say no. We accept what hurts just to avoid conflict, and piece by piece we empty ourselves. Clarity is the antidote to that silent poison. It gives you strength to stand firm without aggression, to protect your peace without hardening your heart. And that is where respect begins. Because only the one who knows what she wants can teach the world how to treat her. The world learns to respect what is clear. When you doubt yourself, you transmit that doubt without realizing it. But when your choices come from a grounded place, your mere presence speaks louder than words. Clarity is not a destination, it's a practice. It's an ongoing act of self-observation, gentle correction, and courage. It's refusing to live on autopilot. It's the moment you stop performing for others and start acting in truth. Because only the one who understands herself can truly support herself. And from that support grows something rare. A quiet kind of power. Not the kind that seeks attention, but the kind that changes the atmosphere when you enter a room. That power begins when you stop explaining what doesn't need to be explained. So many women waste their strength trying to justify their existence. Every decision must be rationalized, every boundary defended, every no softened with excuses. But you owe no apology for existing. You owe no explanation for protecting your time, your rest, your space, your peace. The habit of over-explaining is often a disguised search for validation. You hope that by giving reasons, others will finally see your worth. But that need reveals the deeper truth. You still doubt your right to choose. The more you explain, the more you seem to need to. What should be a statement turns into a question, and what was a boundary becomes a loophole. Silence sometimes is power, to be at peace with a decision without defending it. That is emotional maturity. It's not arrogance, it's not indifference. It's knowing what you feel, trusting your judgment, and no longer asking permission to be yourself. You don't need to wave a flag. You don't need to convince the room. Your conviction shows in your tone, in your calm, in your eyes. And once you stop over-justifying, you'll be amazed at how much energy returns to you. Because convincing others all the time is exhausting. And those who demand to be convinced rarely seek to understand. They just want you to step back. But when you state the essential and stand by it, respect follows naturally. There is a quiet habit many women carry without realizing it. The need to justify everything, to explain every boundary, every choice, every change of direction, as if existence itself required permission. But life does not ask for permission. It asks for presence. You do not need to explain why you prefer solitude over noise, why you protect your weekends, why you refuse a conversation that drains your peace. Not every truth must be defended. Some truths simply need to be lived. To stop justifying is not rebellion. It is sovereignty. It is the recognition that your decisions do not require public approval. It is the moment you stop trying to convince others that your no is valid. Because if you wait for validation before acting, you give your power away. From a young age, many women are taught, often without words, that they must seek permission. Permission to speak, to rest, to lead, to change, to leave. They are taught to ask, "Is this okay?" Even when their soul whispers, "This is necessary. Living this way is to live half alive." No one can grow if she must constantly seek approval to exist. Choosing without permission does not mean ignoring others. It means trusting your own wisdom enough to listen, decide, and act. It means remembering that your life belongs to you. Only you feel what you feel. Only you know what truly nourishes or depletes you. When you choose from conviction instead of fear, you awaken a power that no external validation can offer. The power of responsibility. To decide for yourself is to reclaim authorship of your story. It is to stop delegating your destiny to the expectations of others. You will not always make perfect choices, and that's the point. Even your mistakes are yours, and that makes them sacred because they belong to your growth. The woman who decides without apology becomes calm in her center, not because she dominates others, but because she is no longer dominated by fear. Each time she chooses with clarity, she sends a quiet message to life itself. I trust myself. And that message changes everything. It changes how others perceive you. It changes how you move. It changes the kind of situations you attract. Because decisions made from truth carry an energy the world recognizes. They are calm, firm, honest, and therefore respected. Choosing without permission means no longer waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect approval, the perfect sign. It means understanding that the only validation you need is the peace of a quiet conscience. Boundaries are the natural extension of that peace. To say no without guilt is one of the highest forms of self-respect. Yet so many women are taught that setting limits is selfish or cold. So they keep giving even when empty, offering time, energy, care until there is nothing left to offer. But no one can pour endlessly and remain whole. Boundaries are not walls. They are gates that protect what is sacred. They are not built to exclude love, but to protect the soil where love can grow. A woman without boundaries lives in constant debt, to others and to herself. Each time she says yes while her body screams no, she abandons herself a little more. Harmony bought with self-betrayal is not peace. It is exhaustion. A clear boundary does not require shouting or conflict. It requires calm firmness, a quiet certainty that says, "This is where I end, and this is where you begin." A boundary is not what you say. It's what you hold. It's not retreating when someone pushes. It's not surrendering your truth just to ease another's discomfort. Yes, some will be angered by your boundaries. Some will attempt to manipulate, guilt, or distance themselves. But often the one most disturbed by your limits is the one who benefited from your lack of them. And in that moment, you must choose. To be liked but hollow, or to be whole even if it displeases. To set boundaries without guilt is to remember that your energy is finite, your time sacred, your peace non-negotiable. To respect others begins by respecting yourself first, because the world learns how to treat you by watching how you treat yourself. A boundary is not rejection. It is direction. It's not cruelty. It's clarity. And though it may evolve, it should never vanish under pressure. You do not need to disappear to keep someone close. Those who truly love you will adjust, learn, and respect your limits. Boundaries do not make you less gentle. They make you real. And a woman who protects herself without fear commands a respect that is not demanded. It is felt. True freedom begins when you abandon perfection. Many women were raised to believe that being perfect is the path to love and respect. Always composed, always right, always available. But perfection is not peace. It is a silent prison. Perfectionism is not the same as excellence. It is the fear of error disguised as ambition. It drains joy from the process and turns growth into pressure. Behind perfectionism hides fear. Fear of judgment, of failure, of being not enough. But no one needs to be perfect to be valuable. A confident woman knows her worth is not found in flawlessness but in truth. She no longer hides her imperfections or pretends to have all the answers. She understands that vulnerability is not weakness. It is humanity. When you drop the heavy armor of perfection, you begin to breathe again. You begin to live, experiment, and laugh at your own stumbles. Because the fear of making mistakes is far more paralyzing than the mistake itself. Freedom comes from the courage to be imperfect. Those who love you deeply do not want your perfect version. They want your present, real, and authentic self. Perfection steals your peace because no matter what you do, it never feels enough. It is like running a marathon with no finish line. But who decided the standard you're chasing? Who told you that you must prove your worth to be deserving of rest, joy, or love? To free yourself from perfection is to remove an invisible weight from your shoulders. At first, you may feel exposed, but soon you'll realize that you can finally breathe. You'll understand that those who truly care don't expect perfection. They appreciate authenticity. The woman who releases perfection begins to live at her true rhythm, the rhythm of now. She accepts that she doesn't need to please everyone, that her worth is already present even when things are unfinished. And that realization, that she is already enough, is the beginning of real confidence. Gratitude is often misunderstood. People imagine it as a gentle feeling, a polite thank you to life. But real gratitude is not soft. It is powerful. It shifts the mind from scarcity to abundance, from what is missing to what already exists. When you practice gratitude sincerely, your perception changes. Life may not become easier, but it becomes clearer. A confident woman is not one who has solved everything, but one who has learned to say thank you even for unfinished processes. She understands that things don't have to be perfect to have value. She does not postpone her peace for the day when everything aligns. She recognizes beauty in the imperfect now. Gratitude is not denial of pain. It is the quiet decision to see what still stands amid the ruins. It is noticing the warmth of a morning coffee, the honesty of a friend, the calm of a breath between storms. It is the art of seeing reality with open eyes and a softer heart. When you live with this awareness, small things expand in meaning. Ordinary moments become sacred. You stop chasing an ideal future and begin to inhabit the present with reverence. Gratitude dissolves comparison. Each step, however small, becomes worthy of celebration. Thank yourself today for every morning you rose, every battle survived. A grateful woman doesn't need applause. She radiates from within. But to sustain that light, practice self-compassion. Silence the inner tyrant that demands perfection. Speak to yourself as you would a dear friend, with listening, not judgment. Judgment paralyzes, compassion propels. It is not indulgence, it is strength. Vulnerability is its mirror. To feel fear, sadness, uncertainty, and still stand is courage. Let yourself be seen, imperfect and alive. A woman who allows her humanity becomes magnetic. Then comes letting go. Clinging to what hurts is fear disguised as loyalty. Ask, does this still nourish me? If not, release it. Endings are not loss. They are space for renewal. Rewrite your story. The past is your teacher, not your prison. Stop asking, why me? Start asking, what now? Take the pen. Your scars are not shame. They are proof of survival. Self-care is the daily return to yourself, not luxury. Sovereignty. Today, choose rest without guilt. Say no without apology. Protect your peace like sacred ground. A woman who tends herself no longer settles for less. Relationships shift. Ask, do I feel alive here? Love without respect exhausts. Honesty without performance decays. Attract alignment. Release what drains. Some are chapters, others volumes. Know when to close the page. Confidence builds in quiet choices. Every boundary held, every promise kept to yourself. Every truth chosen over approval. Celebrate one small victory today or write it down. It is not the absence of doubt. It is the refusal to obey it. Forgive the woman who stayed too long. who silenced herself, who forgot her worth. She didn't know better. You do now. Walk slowly. Measure by alignment, not applause. Keep one promise to yourself today. You are both complete and becoming. You enter rooms without shrinking. You speak without rehearsing. You love without losing yourself. You live without apology. She is built in silence, courage, truth. Wherever she stands, the air shifts, not because she demands attention, but because she carries peace. Confidence is not a goal. It is practice. Start now. One breath, one boundary, one honest choice. Breathe. You are not behind. You are becoming deliberately, beautifully, completely.